Good morning. Thank you for joining Walk With Me Tarot. I'm doing a collective reading for the sign of Capricorn. That's December 22nd through January 19th. We're going to do a general reading, okay? So the first card we're starting off, let me just say real quick before we continue. These reading takes what resonate, whatever does not. Just leave that on the table for someone else. And in due time, I will have personal readings where you can go ahead and join as well. The first card that we're going to see, okay, for Capricorn, I have Five of Wands. Five of Wands, that's the card of competition, conflict and ambition. This is the card of challenge. This is trying to be right. It's the card of trying to win at all costs, no matter what. And as you can see on the card symbolism, showing them just the conflict. Easily can climb up these ladders or the sticks in order to get what they need to try to make that fire. But you see how complicated it is. The fact that they're all stepping over each other, trying to get to the top. And you're doing anything you can. It's a card of trying to sometimes solve a problem and not looking at the whole picture. There's a lot of inner conflict right here. The next card that we're showing for Capricorn is King of Cups. I have the King of Cups. You know, the King of Cups is the card of emotional balance. Someone finding friendly and wise, and it's just finding balance between mind and the heart. So this is what we were saying in the first card of Five of Wands, that there's a lot of conflict. You're needing to find balance, emotional. So it seems like where you're going, the direction you're trying to go, there's not an emotional connection to that. You're just trying to figure out how to get to the top without realizing the reason why. So finding that emotional balance, as you can see, sits in the water, calm, undisturbed. Nature comes to him, singing bowl for his sound and balance. So finding that balance in order to move forward will help. For this Five of Wands, meditation is huge. Sitting and meditating, letting your mind open, letting your heart open, and letting all the other thoughts fall away will give you that balance, emotional balance that you're looking for, that can help you move forward to the next phase of where we're going, which we see is the Page of Swords. And this is like restless energy. So this definitely makes sense to me. There's a lot of restless energy. There's a thirst for knowledge, information, learning new things from Page of Swords. You're trying to find out information here. This is where you need to go by finding that emotional balance. So letting go of that conflict, Five of Wands, that inner turmoil that you're using in order to try to figure a problem out. Take time to relax, find that emotional balance, and then you're able to focus on learning what you need to know in order to move to the next phase. This is all about following that timeline, that direction, that goal that you're trying to get to, or even finding an answer to a problem that you're struggling with. In order to find those answers, taking time out to rest, and then learning. Because you can't learn when your mind is all flustered. It's all over the place. It's hard to retain any information or important knowledge. So taking time to rest is definitely needed in order to go to learn, bringing those ideas down to the ground. And that only happens when you let that restless mind find balance, find that peace, find that purpose, the reason why. And the next card we have after this is going to be the Three of Pentacles. This is where we're all heading to. So we have the Three of Pentacles, which is that card of cooperation. Isn't this funny how this is telling you the whole story? Let go. Let go. The Three of Pentacles is cooperation. You see how they're working together to create this fabric, to create this beautiful pattern. That all takes teamwork. Everybody has their spot, their place, and what they do in order to contribute. So in order to moving into the next direction, you're going to have to definitely let go of that conflict, that inner conflict in your mind, find that balance. And then when you find that balance, you're able to allow knowledge in. This knowledge definitely can come from other people as well. It can come from friends, family, co-workers, or people that are around you. Sometimes networking, you'll definitely come in contact with these people who are in that same tribe, looking to create the same pattern, following a similar design or journey that you're on. So finding the answers definitely can come from other people, from friends, if you will only let your mind rest. Quit trying to struggle against an issue, a question, a problem. Take time to rest. Meditate if that's a part of your daily routine. If not, don't be afraid to add that in there, because that will definitely give your mind a chance to just let go. Sometimes you see clearer when you're able to let go. And those answers can come from those who are around you if you're willing to listen and let go. Sometimes we do need help. We're afraid to ask for it or just don't want to ask for it. But sometimes those answers can be found just among people that we're around on a regular basis. So this is a whole card of your reading on this particular one. It's about moving from chaos. You're just moving from chaos and conflict, and you're trying to find that calm, that emotional balance. And this is also followed by a lot of communication and successful collaboration. But this only comes when you decide to let go of trying to figure it out. You've probably tried to solve it in your own way many times, many looked at it differently. Now let go. Find that emotional balance, that position of, okay, whatever is meant to be will be. If there's information and more knowledge around, slowly absorb and take that in once your mind is calmed and you can kind of listen to what's being said. And then you will find that you're going to connect with others in order to communicate and get some solution to these answers, questions, or even conflict situation that you're in. It will bring you a lot of peace, and you're able to move forward as far as finding out what it is that you want to do next. After that, I'm going to go ahead and do the second part of this for you, okay? So I'm going to open this up with Queen of Cups. This is the second part. It's just confirmation on these readings. We've got the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is the card of, here we go with this emotional stuff. So we got our emotional balance and emotional intelligence. And this is, again, what we're seeing. Instead of fighting against whatever the issue is and going up against a wall, take time to understand. Sometimes we don't even listen to our own self. We're just trying to get to the finish line, figure it out. Sometimes it's uncomfortable and we don't even want to sit there longer than we have to. But taking that time to understand exactly what is going on, why you're feeling what you're feeling, and then finding that intelligence. It's leading with your heart. And it's also healing when we take this approach as well. Because, again, the conflict, you're unable to really focus when you're sitting here fighting amongst yourselves. There's hardly any chance to get clarity in this tangled web here of conflict. So when you take time, again, King of Cups, you see we have our divine counterparts, King and Queen, finding that emotional balance, that emotional intelligence. This could be the first step to, like we said, letting that mind rest and clearing to find the answers to your solutions, or even the people that will be able to assist in solving this problem that you're trying to work on, or solution, or the next step of the journey. So being able to sit with your emotions, asking yourself, going deep within, doing that shadow work, and what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? Can definitely help as far as moving to the next phase. Because as you can see right after the Queen of Cups, when you sit down and find that emotional intelligence and start taking time out to inform yourself, get the knowledge you need, then you see that it moves rather quickly. We have the Chariot here. The Chariot is the next one, taking control of both of those energies and using it as one to move forward. Okay, without any necessary control. Just because the emotional control is where you're starting intelligence. Once you start getting that information and learning, then it gives you a sense of peace and control. You don't have to feel like you're chaotic and all over the place trying to find a solution. So you have the Chariot coming, which is that determination, that energy of victory. It's speed, it's action, it's quickly here. And it's also using that focus, using sheer willpower. That's how he's doing this focus. He's determined to get to where he has to go. And this action is moving quickly and it's moving in the same direction. So once you start finding that emotional intelligence and letting yourself relax, the answers come to you. Sometimes you see them on billboards, on television, on the radio. Someone may say something, and that one particular sentence, word, phrase they say catch your mind, and you are the sentence like, well, what? I needed to hear just that, just now. But this action moves quickly, but this all depends on how we emotionally adjust, connect, not trying to control the situation in a sense, but letting the universe lead. And this is by finding that emotional balance, because then you can hear clear when your mind is less cluttered. And when you can go ahead and start moving that energy, then you'll find quickly that we have the self-realization card. Again, this is judgment, spiritual awakening. Look at this. And this card is also showing me once you start building that foundation, it starts moving in a direction that is fast paced, but it also helps to open up and find self-realization, some understanding. You start, when you trust the universe, you start to find yourself healing, because you understand it's not about you controlling everything in every way. Sometimes we have to let go and listen, or find others who can also assist on our journey, with the positive vibes and energy and support that we're looking for. So we definitely have moving emotional intelligence. Once you start finding that peace of mind, then you start moving quickly towards that inner wisdom, that judgment, that realization. All of this happens again when we let our mind relax, let go of the conflict, the clutter, the need to control, and finding the solution right now. Sometimes rest is the best solution. Taking that time out, especially when you've been hitting against a brick wall for too long. Take that time to rest, because you'll be able to find solutions in that peaceful energy, in that balance. As you see again, she sits in the water, the Queen of Cups, with that emotional intelligence. She's undisturbed. She's connected to the earth as well. You see that there? And that peace is what brings you joy. And then the next one we have is the Tower, which is change. So we have a lot of change coming. It's going to be thrust upon you, the rug being pulled out. So a lot of emotional journey that requires control and determination. So you're going to definitely have to learn to find that inner peace, work on ultimately leading to a necessary liberation, getting to that inner core of who you are and breaking free from the old paradigms. So this card reading for you guys today is about letting go of that conflict, trying to find the need for a solution, letting your mind find peace and rest as you move forward, and finding that intelligence, emotional balance, and that communication comes in. So once you do that, then you will find yourself shifting your paradigm, finding yourself moving towards of that freedom. Thank you for joining me for today. I've just finished that reading for Capricorn. A good 8-card spread for you.